Iris sighed. I expected as much, but I had to try. The task ahead of you, well, I wouldn't wish it on anyone, especially a nice boy like you. If you must go, at least I can offer some advice. You'll need help finding Thanatos. You know where the giants are hiding him? Frank asked. Iris gazed thoughtfully at the wind chimes swaying on the ceiling. No, Alaska is beyond the god's sphere of control. The location is shielded from my sight, but there is someone who should know. Seek out the friend, Phineas. He's blind, but he can see the past, present, and future. He knows many things. He can tell you where to find Thanatos. Phineas, Frank said. Wasn't there a story about him? Iris nodded reluctantly. In the old days, he committed horrible crimes. He used his gift of sight for evil. Jupiter sent the Harpies to plague him. The Argonauts, including your ancestor, by the way. The Prince of Philos? Iris hesitated. Yes, Frank. Though his gift, his story, that you must discover on your own. Suffice it to say, the Argonauts drove away the Harpies in exchange for Phineas's help. That was eons ago, and I understand Phineas has returned to the mortal world. You'll find him in Portland, Oregon, which is on your way north. You must promise me one thing. If he's still plagued by Harpies, do not kill them, no matter what Phineas promises you. Win his help some other way. The Harpies are not evil. They're my sisters. Your sisters? I know, I don't look old enough to be the Harpy's sister, but it's true. And Frank, there's another problem. If you're determined to leave, you'll have to clear off those basilisks on the hill. You mean the snakes? Yes, Iris said. Basilisk means little crown, which is a cute name for something not very cute. I'd prefer not to have them killed. They're living creatures, after all. But you won't be able to leave until they're gone. If your friends try to battle them, well, I foresee bad things happening. Only you have the ability to kill the monsters. But how? She glanced down at the floor. Frank realized she was looking at his spear. I wish there was another way, she said. If you had some weasels, for instance. Weasels are deadly to basilisks. Fresh out of weasels, Frank admitted. Then you will have to use your father's gift. Are you sure you won't like to live here instead? We make excellent lactose-free rice milk. Frank rose. How do I use the spear? You'll have to handle that on your own. I can't advocate violence. While you're doing battle, I'll check on your friends. I hope Fleecy found the right medicinal herbs. Last time we had a mix-up. Well, I don't think those heroes wanted to be daisies. The goddess stood. Her glasses flashed, and Frank saw his own reflection in the lenses. He looked serious and grim, nothing like the little boy he'd seen in those rainbow images. A bit of advice, Frank, she said. You're destined to die holding that piece of firewood, watching it burn. Perhaps if you didn't keep it yourself, perhaps if you trusted someone enough to hold it for you. Frank's fingers curled around the tinder. Are you offering? Iris laughed gently. Oh dear, no. I'd lose it in a collection. It would get mixed up with my crystals, or I'd sell it as a driftwood paperweight by accident. No, I mean a demigod friend. Someone close to your heart. Hazel, Frank immediately thought. There was no one he trusted more. But how could he confess the secret? If he admitted how weak he was, that his whole life depended on a half-burned stick, Hazel would never see him as a hero. He'd never be her knight in shining armor. And how could he expect her to take that kind of burden from him? He wrapped up the tinder and slipped it back into his coat. Thanks. Thanks, Iris. She squeezed his hand. Don't lose hope, Frank. Rainbows always stand for hope. She made her way to the back of the store, leaving Frank alone. Hope, Frank grumbled. I'd rather have a few good weasels. He picked up his father's spear and marched out to face the basilisks.